on, Super Truckers? Thanks for tuning in to the Super Trucker Podcast. As always, be sure to like, share, and subscribe. Leave a comment below. Yeah, click that little bell and get notified of any future content. Hey, for the new subscribers that's been ringing in, we really appreciate it. Again, we always love your feedback. Sorry if there's a few of them that we haven't got to, but we will definitely make sure we do our best to respond to all. I'm Michael.
I'm Christian.
And what's good on the radar today, buddy?
Well, it's been a minute, so we want to make sure we're getting out here and conveying the information, just like we said we would in the beginning. It's but it gets busy, man. It really gets busy out there. So, but nevertheless, man, let's kind of talk about the ongoing thing, right? It's always orientation, progressing, and it's all about new hires and just kind of want to touch that base. So when you get new people, remember, guys, be free. And when I mean be free, I mean come with the mindset of openness, come with the mindset of let's go get it, because we have a couple of success stories, right? And then that's what's the important part there. It's when they're really actually willing to work with the dispatcher, trust an individual, and I get it, trust is earned. However, it's pretty impressive when you see a plan come through and it works out. And
because it doesn't always happen.
No.
I mean, there's this. I mean, we also, as we've always promised, the ups with the downs too. So when you do see it work out, I mean, let me ask you a question on that note, if you don't mind. So, do you think that we see the success versus when we do not see the success? Like, what's the difference there? I mean, I kind of got my opinion on it of what's the difference and why we don't find the success.
I'm gonna say,
how is that possible? Because you've mentioned, I mean, I know in previous videos you've mentioned same dispatcher, same scenario, same everything, get the same treatment, but for some reason doesn't find the same success.
So I think here it is, man. And no matter what probably industry we talk about, it's you can't be everywhere. You can't do it all. And when you spread yourself out too thin, or if you manage to do it, you're doing 5 different things at 70%, as opposed to one thing at 120%.
Yeah.
So when you partner up with that carrier and the dispatcher, it's all about trust, man. It's about having that business or that game plan. On a football team, there's a quarterback and there's a center and there's a receiver. Everybody has a role to play, and then that's what it is. So if everybody, you got the round table, which is the orientation. Okay, you're gonna drive the truck, you're gonna get there safely, you're gonna get there on time, okay? You're gonna find me the loads that connect, that are making above market value. Some will, some won't, but at the end of the week, I'm gonna make out with this financial goal. This is the plan. What are my deductions here? So it's accounted for and everything is there. Everybody knows what to do, break. And then do what we said we were gonna do. And that's it, and be committed to that process. That's the difference. But when I think it changes, when it alters, it can go either way. Sometimes the dispatcher may lose sight of something and changes the game plan. The owner-operator may choose something. Somebody's dropping the ball in those situations. I'm not going to say it's always an owner-operator. I'm not going to say it's always the dispatcher, because it goes both ways depending on where you are.
Could be either or.
Yeah, I would say.
So when you don't see the success, in a nutshell, what you're saying is when you don't see that success, then there's definitely a direct reflection of someone's choices or someone's inability to hold up their end of the bargain, or perhaps even, I could say on the owner-operator side for sure, it is even their inability to trust or let go. That control that they, because probably past experiences, they've been burdened, they've been hurt, they've been lied to, or they failed somewhere else, and so they feel like to give that up again is going to put me and my company at risk, and my livelihood at risk. So as long as I hold on to it, I get that in a sense, but that also can be can set yourself up for failure.
Yeah, and you know what's kind of crazy? It's all about a formula, right? It's about the formula that either it works or it doesn't work.
Yeah.
So if and I don't mean this in a negative way, but like, let's say a guy had 2 trucks and had to let go of the DOT and put it down, put it dormant maybe, whatever the case may be, because market rates, this, that, the other, and then you're here. And then you're trying to make the same decisions with the same variables, but look at your outcome. So maybe there is a better way.
Yeah.
Maybe there's a process. Maybe you take advantage of the situation to learn the better way and then get back up, man. Reactivate that DOT, but willing to learn to do something different, and that goes both ways. Once again, I'm not picking on
Thinking
anybody
outside of the box. I mean, we say that too for dispatchers. Look, you can have a plan. I tell them you can have a plan, dispatcher. You can. That's great, but you're chasing that plan as it's sinking all the way down. At the end of the day, that's a problem. You got to know when to let go and turn it over a little bit and look for a different option, because I'm all about having, strategy, being strategic in your mindset. However, part of that also comes with the responsibility of knowing that, hey, look, what I'm trying to do is not working. So, but I've seen it. I've seen a dispatcher hold on to the plan as it goes all the way down, and they go down with it.
Yeah,
and that's failure.
And so what the theory here, right, is you don't know what you don't know, and I've said that before, but at the same time, it doesn't have to be ugly, right? No. It doesn't have to get to this ugly position where we're battling for insignificant, things. To be honest, if we're battling over 30,000-pound load because of the weight, it's too heavy. What are we doing here, right? Like, in the grand scheme of things, these are trucks.
Trying to rub two sticks together when we have a match.
Yeah,
in our pocket.
so we forgot what we came for, and again, that goes back to both ends. So the idea is about partnership. The idea is about open-mindedness. Really, two smart business people collaborating. That's what this business is. No one controls the market. We don't pretend to control it. We're all in the same sandbox, and we've said that before. And how do we get there? Just last week we had guys grossing 6,100.
Yeah.
And guys grossing 3,500. Depends on what you're willing to do. But
both ends of the spectrum.
That's what it comes down to. So we're not saying we know everything. It's really about collaborating, dialoguing with your dispatcher in a respectful manner to find the best solution for the situation. And that's it. That's all you can really do.
So in the recruiting process, especially, we talk a lot about orientation on both the company side and on the owner-operator side, on how to get the most out of your orientation. And one of the things I would say that I've noticed is, would you say over the last 6 months that even our own orientation here has evolved, just from experiences of just adding to it? We're adapting to things that come up that may have, a year ago may not happen, but now they have, and we're addressing that in the orientation as part of our layout.
Right. So that's effective, right? So we adapt our orientation based off of not reinventing the wheel, mm-hmm. right? But what are common problems in the operation, in the billing department, and so forth, and that can go anywhere you go. Yeah. So it's rather to focus on those line items, because when these guys get out there to be successful, those aren't stumbling blocks anymore. Those are, those off the bat, they're not going to be problems for us anymore. But if in orientation we're talking about, and again, there's high value in the Smith system, there's high value in the safety, there's high value, but if you're refocusing on a 20-year vet in the game, and you're talking about when he should be taking that half-hour break, and what really is the 14-hour rule and 11 driving time. That's basics, man. That's 101. Yeah. So you do kind of cover that, but I think you do have to spend a significant amount of time in processes adapting to how that company does it.
Sure.
What will make me successful in this environment.
So evolving as in the here and the now, because sometimes, listen, if it works, it works. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. However, don't carry that attitude so far past seeing a need and then turning a blind eye to it. If there's a need that should be addressed, adapt. Both ends. If there's a question as a driver, if you've had a issue, you've been to 3-4 companies over the last couple of years, and you're running into the same issue over and over again, yet you go through the same process, the general orientation, you never bring it up. Look, I've been using a statement a lot lately, and it just seems to keep coming back up. It's like having a monster in the room when you're a kid, and you close your eyes and you're hoping that it's gone. But we're all adults here, and whatever that problem is that's in the room that we're scared of, closing our eyes isn't going to cause it to go away. Addressing it in an effective manner with the proper questions, attacking it with the proper attitude is the only thing that's going to move you forward. So, it's orientation can also be dictated by the driver as he makes his presence on. I bring value. Here I am. Okay, I appreciate all the normals. Here's the hours of service and safety and all that. However, how do we handle these types of situations? If you've been through a scenario, don't turn a blind eye to it and say, I'm not going to talk about it, ask about it, just pretend like it's not going to happen at this company because everybody there's so nice. Listen, this is the real world with real world problems in the here and in the now. Communication is the only way you can protect yourself. We've said it 1,000 times. So owner ops, look, ask the questions. Ask your dispatcher the question, what's going on, what's up, but then trust the process. See, that's where the partnership comes in.
Yeah,
You're not busting the door like a bull in a china shop here. You've got to trust the process too.
Yeah, and then that's what it is. That's because it's exactly that partnership. It's that marriage, if you will, of just learning to trust each other to the degree. I mean, when someone gives you advice, sometimes good, sometimes bad, but
Sometimes it hurts.
Yeah, sometimes it doesn't. But there is a silver lining in every dialogue that comes with that, right?
Yeah.
So there's always a walk away. And I guess that our walk away today is we just wanted to say, yeah, it's been a rough couple of weeks, but cheers to success and always moving forward. Our trajectory is forward and progressing, and that's what it's about, man. We just kind of want to get back on the
get back on
the mic and
you just
say,
gotta keep swimming, man. Just like Dory, just keep swimming, just keep swimming. Forget about it. I mean, there's always a lesson to learn in that little Finding Nemo thing that we all joke about the kids movie. But she suffered from amnesia, and sometimes we definitely don't want to suffer from amnesia, but then sometimes we kind of do, because if you get hung up on something in the past and you let it eat it, it's just killer, man. It's killer for your relationship with the company you're with. It's killer for your morale. It's killer for the relationship between you and your dispatcher. So if something bad does happen, guys, stay focused, get past it, forget about it, and just keep swimming, man. Because that's the only way you're gonna find success. And just go, and just remember that it's a partnership. It's not a one-sided story. So there's accountability on both halves. Do your best and expect the best.
Yep.
So all you can do. So
keep trucking.
That's right, man. So hey, guys, thanks for watching. And please be sure to like, share, subscribe, leave a comment below. And as always,
keep trucking.
Drive safe.